Hello everyone, welcome to Mastermind. Today let us learn more about Vijayanagar Empire by solving multiple choice questions. Let us look at the first question. First question says, consider the following statements regarding Vijayanagar architecture. Statement A says, chief characteristics of the Vijayanagar architecture were the construction of tall Raya Gopurams and Kalyana Mandapams. So, Raya Gopurams and Kalyana Mandapams. So, second statement B says, horse was the most common animal found on the pillars of the temples of Vijayanagar Empire. Both the statements are true. Both the statements are right. Hence, the correct option over here is option C. Both the statements are true. The chief characteristics of Vijayanagar architecture included construction of tall Raya Gopurams. Raya Gopurams were the chief characteristic feature of Vijayanagar temples. So, Raya Gopurams were nothing but tall vimanas at the entrance of the temple. Temples were very massive. Temples were massive in construction. There were lofty gates, huge gates we can find in the Vijayanagar architecture. One of the other major or unique feature of Vijayanagar Empire temples is they included Kalyana Mandapams. These are called as Kalyana Mandapams. So the Kalyana Mandapams were used to conduct weddings, and there were Vasanta Mantapas as well. Kalyana Mandapams and Vasanta Mandapams. In addition to this, the pillars were highly decorated. Pillars were decorated, and horse was the common animal found on the pillars of the Vijayanagar temples. Usually the temples were constructed using soapstones. Soapstones were usually used to construct the temples. Garbhagruha or Garbhagudi. Garbhagudi or Garbhagudi. Antarala, Garbhagudi, Antarala, Sukhanasi and Navaranga. Sukhanasi and Navaranga were the compulsory parts of Vijayanagar temples. So, Garbhagudi or Garbhagruha, Antarala, Sukhanasi and Navaranga. Garbhagudi is also called as Sanctum Sanctorum. So, these were the chief features of Vijayanagar architecture. Now, let us look at the second question. Consider the following statements. Statement A says Varadaraja temple at Kanchipuram is an example of Vijayanagar architecture. Statement B says Ekamparanatha temple at Kanchipuram is an example of Pallava architecture. So here statement A is correct while statement B is wrong. Therefore, the correct option is option A, saying statement A is true. Varadaraja temple and Ekamparanatha temple, both Varadaraja as well as Ekamparanatha temple stand as a fine example of Vijayanagar architecture. So, even the Ekamparanatha temple at Kanchipuram is an example of Vijayanagar architecture. Along with this, the Vijayavittala temple at Hampi, and then Hazara Ramaswamy temple at Hampi. Along with this, the Pampapati or the Virupaksha temple, as well as the Virupaksha temple, and then the Veeresha temple at Lepakshi. Are all examples of Vijayanagar architecture. Please remember these temples. So, Varadaraja temple, Ekamparanatha temple, Vijayavittala temple, Hazara Ramaswamy temple, Pampapati temple and Veeresha temple are all examples of Vijayanagar architecture. Now let us look at the next question. Consider the following statements regarding Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says Mahanavami Dibba at Hampi was constructed by Krishnadevaraya to commemorate Orissa conquest. Statement B says Krishnadevaraya renovated and gave grants to temples of Tirupati and Chidambaram. Both the statements are correct. Hence, the correct option is option C. Both the statements are true. King Krishnadevaraya constructed Mahanavami Dibba in commemoration on the victory over Udayagiri. Udayagiri is now in Odisha. So, statement A is correct. It says Mahanavami Dibba at Hampi was constructed by Krishnadevaraya to commemorate Orissa conquest. So, the victory over Udayagiri was celebrated or commemorated by building Mahanavami Dibba. So, this Mahanavami Dibba was used as a platform to watch the army march past. And then war games. King used to sit on this and watch war games, aquatic sports, and then shows of royal animals. Shows of royal animals was also watched by the king from Mahanavami Dibba. More importantly, the Navaratri celebrations. Navaratri celebrations, the 9 day, 9 night state festival was also watched. This was an annual occasion for the governors of various provinces under the king who visited the capital to pledge their loyalty to the king's dominion. So, the Navaratri, most importantly, Navaratri celebrations were also watched by the king seated on this Mahanavami Dibba. So, Mahanavami Dibba is very important. Please remember these points. Statement B says Krishnadevaraya renovated and gave grants to temples of Tirupati and Chidambaram. Not only Tirupati and Chidambaram, but also Sri Shaila, Sri Rangam, Sri Shaila, Sri Rangam, Kanchi, Kalahasti, etc. Kanchi, Kalahasti, etc. received grants from Krishnadevaraya, and also Krishnadevaraya renovated these temples as well. He also constructed Raya Gopura to these temples. Let us look at the fourth question. Consider the following statements regarding Lepakshi temple. Statement A says Lepakshi temple is considered as the Ajanta of the Shaivas. Statement B says it was constructed by two brothers Veeranna and Virupanna during the reign of Achyutaraya. Here, both the statements are true. Both the statements are true. Hence, the correct option is option C. Both the statements are true. We all know that Ajanta is celebrated for its paintings. The Ajanta caves are Buddhist caves and they are celebrated for their paintings. Likewise, Lepakshi is also celebrated for its murals and paintings, and this Lepakshi temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva in the form of Veerabhadra. Veerabhadra is the deity in the Lepakshi temple, and it is also called as Veereshu temple, and the paintings or murals in the Lepakshi temple is considered as world class. And since this is a Shaiva temple and it includes world class paintings, Lepakshi temple is considered as the Ajanta of the Shaivas. It was constructed by two brothers Veeranna and Virupanna during the reign of Achyutaraya. Please remember, it was constructed during the reign of Achyutaraya. Fifth question says, consider the following statements regarding paintings of Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says, paintings of marriage of Parvati and Rama's coronation are found in Lepakshi temple. Statement B says, paintings of Dashavatara scenes and Girija Kalyana are found in Pampapati temple in Hampi. Both the statements are right. Therefore, the correct option is option C. Both the statements are true. Scenes of Ramayana, Mahabharata and Purana stories are found in Lepakshi temple. So paintings of Dashavatara and Girija Kalyana are found in Pampapati temple in Hampi. Therefore, both the statements are correct. Sixth question says, consider the following statements regarding Kannada literature of Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says, Lakkana Dandesha was a commander and scholar in the court of Devaraya II and has written Shivatattva Chintamani. Statement B says, Chamarasa, a scholar in the court of Devaraya II, wrote Prabhulinga Leele. So both the statements are correct. Therefore, the right option is option C. Both the statements are true. You will have to remember the authors as well as their works. Some of the important author and their works are Lakkana Dandesha wrote Shivatattva Chintamani, Chamarasa wrote Prabhulinga Leele. The other prominent Kannada poets of Vijayanagar Empire were Kumaravyasa, Lakshmisha and Ratnakaravarni. Kumaravyasa has written Kumaravyasa Bharata. Lakshmisha has written Jaimini Bharata. While Ratnakaravarni has written Bharatesha Vaibhava. Please remember these authors as well as their works. These are very important. Now let us look at the seventh question. Consider the following statements regarding Kannada literature of Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says, Kanakadasa, a saint and scholar in the period of Krishnadevaraya, wrote Nalacharitre. Statement B says, Narahari, a scholar during the period of Vijayanagar Empire, wrote Torave Ramayana. Both the statements are true. Hence, the correct option is option C. Both the statements are true. Kanakadasa has written Mohana Tarangini, and then Ramadhanya Charite, Mohana Tarangini, Ramadhanya Charite, Haribhakti Sara. One more notable work of Kanakadasa is Haribhakti Sara. Please remember this. Mohana Tarangini, Ramadhanya Charite, Haribhakti Sara, Nalacharitre were written by Kanakadasa. Narahari was also known as Kumara Valmiki. Narahari was also known as Kumara Valmiki, and he has written Torave Ramayana. Please remember, Torave Ramayana is a very important literary work by Narahari or Kumara Valmiki. Eighth question says, consider the following statements regarding Telugu literature of Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says, Srinatha was a Telugu scholar at the court of Devaraya II. Statement B says, Devaraya II bestowed him with the title of Kavi Sarvabhauma. Both the statements are correct. Hence, the right option is option C. Both the statements are true. Srinatha was a very famous Telugu scholar and he was at the court of Devaraya II. So, it is a right statement. Srinatha was bestowed with the title of Kavi Sarvabhauma or Kavi Chakravarti. The meaning of Kavi Sarvabhauma is Kavi Chakravarti. So, he was regarded as king of Telugu poets, and this title of Kavi Sarvabhauma or Kavi Chakravarti was bestowed to Srinatha, a Telugu poet, by Devaraya II. Now, let us look at the ninth question. Consider the following statements. Purandaradasa is known as the father of the Carnatic music. Statement B says Purandaradasa composed a new raga called Maya Malava Gaula. Both the statements are true. Therefore, the right option is option C. Both the statements are true. Purandaradasa is known as father of Carnatic music. This is true. Purandaradasa is known as father of Carnatic music. He composed a new raga called Maya Malava Gaula, and he has also written a book on music called Bala Sangeeta. Please remember this, Bala Sangeeta. He simplified Carnatic music, and he also has written famous songs like Lambodara Lakumikara Ambasuta Amaravinuta and Kereya Neeranu Kerege Chelli. Purandaradasa is a household name in the state of Karnataka because he is considered as the father of Carnatic music. Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa are famous for Dasa literature, or also called as Dasa Sahitya, and they have composed many kirtanas. And this raga, Maya Malava Gaula, was composed by Purandaradasa. Please remember this. Let's look at the last question for the day. Consider the following statements regarding the Amaranayaka system of the Vijayanagar Empire. Statement A says Amaranayaka system was a major political innovation of the Vijayanagar Empire influenced by the Ikta system of Delhi Sultanate. Statement B says Amaranayakas were military commanders who were given territories to govern without any financial responsibilities. Here, the correct option is statement A is true, that is option A. Only statement A is true while statement B is false. Amaranayakas were given financial responsibilities. During the Delhi Sultanate period, the lands were assigned to officials as iktas. Iktas were lands that were assigned to officials instead of payment for their services. So, the Amaranayaka system was also a major political innovation of the Vijayanagar Empire, and it was influenced by the Ikta system. This Ikta system of Delhi Sultanate influenced the Amaranayaka system as well. During the Vijayanagar period, lands were called as Amarams. Land was called as Amaram, and the king was the owner of all the land in the empire. So the king was the owner of all the land in the empire, and this king distributed lands to his dependents, and those who got land from the king were called as Amaranayakas. They were called as Amaranayakas, or the lords of the lands. Amarams means land during Vijayanagar period. These Nayakas were independent in administration, but they had to pay half of their revenue to the king. Please remember, the Amaranayakas had to pay half of the revenues to the king, and these Amaranayakas were required to supply army to the king, and they were required to attend the imperial court and pay homage to the king, and they had to make gifts of money to the king on the New Year day. So they had to supply army to the king, and they had to pay half of the revenues. So these Amaranayakas collected taxes from peasants. So the second statement, Amaranayakas were military commanders who were given territories to govern without any financial responsibilities, is wrong. They had financial responsibility as well, and they collected taxes from the peasants. Amaranayakas retained part of the revenue for personal use and for maintaining a stipulated contingents of horses and elephants. These contingents provided the Vijayanagar kings with an effective fighting force with which they brought the entire southern peninsula under their control. Some of the revenue was also used for the maintenance of temples and irrigation works. So they collected taxes and other dues from peasants, craftspersons and traders in the area. Amaranayakas had financial responsibilities. So the Amaranayakas sent tribute to the king annually and personally, and these Amaranayakas also appeared in the royal court with gifts to express their loyalty to the king. So here statement A is true, hence the option A is the right option over here. So this is all about Vijayanagar Empire in this video. Please go through the video multiple times for better clarity and also note down all these points, as these points will come handy for descriptive answers as well. Thank you.